Season 2, Episode 2. That was a crazy episode. Well, more than that. First of all, it was a crazy episode. We see Clay... This is the only problem I have about Season 2 of 13 Reasons Why. You know The Shining? You know how in The Shining when Jack is in the bar and he's seeing all these people and he's talking to these people that have died? This is what I see in Season 2 of 13 Reasons Why. I'm not saying that I hate it. I'm just not comfortable with it. It's turning it into some kind of fantasy show, so to speak. Like, I understand we want Hannah a lot more in this season. I just don't think that it's somewhat necessary to have her as like a spirit form in Clay's mind. But overall, it is what it is, and I'm just going to go with it. Now, for this episode, it was Courtney's time to testify at the trial. In this episode, we find out that it wasn't Hannah's fault at all. It was just Courtney acting in fear. I know we don't know 100% of the story, but I had a feeling that we kind of did. We get to see more about Courtney. This second season is about forgiveness. All the 13 reasons we're trying to understand. Why are they doing what they were doing? Why did they do what they did? And I think this season is trying to illustrate. But that's the thing. No one knows 100% of the story at the end of the day. What I do understand, there are secrets. And that they are going to be revealed. And they're going to be revealed now. Sky and Clay. In this episode, their relationship is kind of rocky. Because Clay can't really help himself but keep thinking about Hannah over and over again. Sky, of course, does not like that. Of course, normally we move on. But seriously, if I were Clay, I would not move on. It's tough getting over a loss like that. This is going to be a crazy season. That's all I'm going to have to say. Did I like the episode? Well, I did. It was better than the first episode of Season 2. The episode ends with Sky and Clay having a heated argument because, yes, all Clay can think about is Hannah. He can see her. Wherever he goes, he will see her. It's tough, it's frustrating, and it's going to be impacting his relationship with Sky. Now, at the end, Sky storms off after having a date with Clay. Hops onto her motorcycle, drives off, and Clay gets on his bike and runs after her. Of course, it's not good. He gets to her house and he finds her getting loaded into an ambulance. Her mother says, "It's okay, just go home." Clay is furious. He turns and he sees Hannah looking at him, and she's just like, "You really have a thing for complicated girls." And then Clay just looks at her and he just roars in her face. He's just like, "No!" This is really, really escalating fast. And I don't want to quote Anchorman. I don't mean to quote, no quote intended from Anchorman, but things are getting out of control really fast. I must say this season is a courtroom drama. Something out of movies like The Verdict, A Few Good Men, and 12 Angry Men. I like courtroom dramas, and I think this season is going to be pretty interesting. New concept, more involved with the courthouse. I also like the idea of how they are planning to have this season as a bit of a way to show us how some people cope. Well, then again, this isn't a real life show. This is fictional. However, they truly made it realistic because a lot of people can relate to 30 Reasons Why, and that's what I love about this series. And I can't wait to see more what's going to happen. Main thing I want to see what happens in the last episode.